Reaction to 4-year-old child forced to leave school for not wearing a mask. Completely baffling. On Fox and Friends Weekend, reaction to news a California boy had to leave school because he wasn't masked. Speaking on a Saturday during a Fox and Friends Weekend segment, Jennifer C., former Levi Strauss & Co. executive, reacted to the news that a 4-year-old child recently was asked to leave a preschool because he would not adhere to mask-wearing rules. I think it's illustrative of the fact that we put the most onerous restrictions on very small children all the way up to young adults since the very beginning, said C. We treat them as if they're the most dangerous among us, she added, when the fact is they're at least at risk from serious illness. They noted, a 4-year-old is learning to speak, learning to connect with his peers, and a mask impedes that. There's no vaccine mandate anymore, she also said, referring to the COVID vaccine. And you don't have to wear a mask. But a 4-year-old gets kicked out of preschool. As Fox News Digital recently reported, the father of a 4-year-old California boy in transitional kindergarten said school officials called the police this past Thursday to boot his son from class over the young child's refusal to adhere to a district mask policy. The father, named Sean, who requested that Fox News Digital not use his last name, said he opposed the Mountain View Wisman School District mandate. The child, who was not named, was in class on a Friday after the district relaxed the policy during a Thursday meeting. He basically looked like a PTSD post-traumatic stress disorder victim, Sean told Fox News Digital about his son, who started transitional kindergarten last week in the San Francisco suburb of Mountain View. He was inconsolable for about 2 hours. They added on a Saturday on Fox and Friends Weekend about the case. It's completely baffling to me. We just have treated children. We're obsessed with children being the risk factor, the major risk factor. And I don't understand it, she also said, because they have the most to lose from these ongoing restrictions, as well developmentally, educationally, emotionally. She has created a documentary detailing the long-term negative impacts of school closures and lockdown policies on kids. I wanted a recording of what happened to kids, both in the most dramatic instances, but also in the everyday, she said, explaining why she undertook the project. The scale of this is just mind-blowing to me. She commented on the learning loss, the mental health impacts, kids who didn't graduate from high school, kids who weren't able to play sports, and therefore couldn't get recruited and can't afford college otherwise. She noted that she was in New York, interviewing a young man who graduated from Long Island City High School, a football player. He gained over 100 pounds during COVID because he was isolated in his home, and he was unable to get recruited for football. And now he doesn't know what he's going to do. On a Thursday, the school board of the Mountain View Wisman School District held a meeting in which they discussed and then relaxed the mask policy, Fox News Digital reported earlier. Starting this past Friday, the district said it would be moving to a masks-optional policy for students, Superintendent Ain Rudolph said during the meeting. In a statement sent to Fox News, Rudolph, who has been superintendent since 2015, said he understood both sides of the mask issue, but said filming the encounter, which the father did, including the principal's explanation about why the boy had to be removed from the school campus, went too far. A grandmother of 6 previously told Fox News Digital about the masking of children in schools. This is an insanity, a delirium. The loss of education over the last 2 years, added to the mental stresses of masking, my grandkids, who are school age, said they never knew if someone was smiling at them or not is already unacceptable. Also, an Iowa grandfather of 3 small children also weighed in, noting, I am totally against this. It is the parents who should decide for their child, not the government. Some parents have said that whether or not their children wear masks to schools or camps is a personal decision that should be made by individual families as they see fit.